Hey, what's up, y'all? So I am here today with the Heybike Ranger. Hey now, I had to do that joke. But yeah, I think it's a good electric bike for the price point, especially for people looking to buy their first electric bike. But another big reason why I think it's a good bike is because it is a foldable e-bike. And so you can get this bike folded up in just 2 easy steps. It takes just a few seconds. So you have 2 latches, one at the kind of the bottom of the main frame, and then one for the handlebars. And once you unlatch those, you basically just fold the bike together and it's practically ready to go. So this bike weighs about 70 pounds or so. So it's not as light as your regular typical bike, but it's definitely still is manageable for most people to be able to pick this up and put it in their trunk or put it in the back of their truck or whatever. And so I haven't tested out a lot of foldable e-bikes, but you can just throw this thing in the back of your car, drive somewhere else, and now you can use this as an alternate mode of transportation if you wanted to. As far as the ideal rider for this bike, it does say on their website between 5'3" and 6'3", and this bike is made for people in those size ranges. And this bike does have a step-through design, so you're able to get on and off of this bike just by stepping through, just like that, instead of other bikes where you have to kind of reach your leg over. So this is going to be really good for people who like that type of design to make it very easy to get on and off. And just design-wise too, this is a nice looking bike. It's kind of simple and plain. It's not trying to really stand out too much. You do have the Heybike logo a few different places around the bike, but for the most part, I like this kind of clean industrial type of look that you have here. Now, one thing I will say as far as like the and it is a foldable bike, but it doesn't rattle or anything, so they did a really good job making sure everything is really nice and sturdy when you have this thing put together. Oh, and this bike does come with a water bottle holder, so that's something you don't see on every electric bike, but you do have that. It's a little small, so it might not fit your bigger water bottles, but hey, at least they threw it in there. Then also you do get a very sturdy rear rack back here, so you can attach a bag on there or carry some other things. And this bike can, I think, carry up to like around 330 pounds as far as weight. So that's a good amount of weight that you could put on the back of this thing. But I will say be a little bit careful when you are adding extra weight on this bike. And that's because the kickstand is located a little bit further back on this bike than what I would want. And that allows this bike to be a little bit unstable, especially if you are on uneven terrain. And even if you are on flat terrain and you're messing around and putting your bag on the back of the bike like I did, you can accidentally tip the bike over. So I would say 80–85% of the time the kickstand is fine. But that 15% just be a little bit aware of when you are messing around with this. And one kind of resolution for this would be for them to move that kickstand up a little bit towards the middle of the bike in the next version. Now this bike does come with a removable battery and also a key that goes along with the bike. So basically you have to have the key in order to use the electric functions of this bike, but also in order to remove the battery, you just press the key in and then you lift the seat up, and then now you're able to just pull the battery pack out. Now another good thing about this battery pack is that it does also have a USB type A port on there, so you are able to charge up your phone or something else if you need to. And I really just like how easy it is to get this battery pack in and out of the bike, and it also does have a handle on the battery pack to make that easier as well. And yeah, so it's a really good solution for just bringing the battery inside, charging it while you leave your bike out in the garage or outside somewhere. Now, as far as the specs of the battery, it is a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery pack that charges up in about 5 to 6 hours from 0 to 100. Now, as far as the range you're looking at getting out of this battery, the company says you can get up to 48 miles while using pedal assist and up to 37 miles while using just the throttle only. Now, in my testing of this bike, I did come around like 3 to 5 miles short of those particular expectations with the battery, but that's to be expected with really any electric bike. And I'm carrying a big heavy camera bag with a tripod, and I'm going up in hills, stopping and starting and stuff, so that's fine. So as far as the battery experience with this bike, I think especially for this price, you're getting some really good range, especially when you use the pedal assist mode. Now this bike does have a single 500 watt brushless hub motor, and it should get you up to a top speed of around 25 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and give that a test right now in my speed test. All right, so now for the speed test, and the first test will be just using the throttle only, no pedaling. So let's go. And so yeah, this 500 watt motor is going to be okay for a kind of a takeoff speed. Not bad, but definitely if you're like at a red light or something, you probably want to like start pedaling. All right, so right now we're at about 15 miles per hour on the display on the bike. On my little app there, it's maybe like a mile off, going back and forth. But right now we're at 19 miles per hour. And one thing you should know is that depending on the pedal assist mode that you're in, the faster you'll go. So 1, you'll go a little bit slower, just using the throttle only. 2, you'll go a little bit faster. And 3, you'll go the fastest. So if you're trying to go the fastest with the throttle, make sure you're at pedal assist level 3. And so right now we're at 21 miles per hour on the display on the bike. And for me, this is what I've been hovering at, around 21.5 miles per hour. And you do have to take into account I am 6 feet tall, weigh about 225. And I do have a camera bag with some tripod and camera gear inside of it too. All right, so now for a braking test. All right. But brake's not bad, a little squeaking from the front brake, but overall, I'm liking the braking on this bike. So yeah, about 21 miles per hour just using the throttle. All right, so now this next test is going to be me using the pedal. I have the pedal assist level to level 3. Let's go. All right, so again on the website, max speed is 25. So let's see if we get that. Well, I'm working out today. Oh yeah. All right, so at 22, 23. A little bit more effort, 24, braking test, 3, 2, 1. All right, so yeah, 24.5 again. My camera bag is kind of heavy and I've been out all day and I'm a little out of shape, but there you go. All right, so now for a quick hill test. Now, disclaimer, I already tried to do this and just using the throttle only, it was at a snail's pace. So you definitely don't want to use this bike just using the throttle up any type of steep hill, but let's go ahead and try it with the pedal assist on level 3. Let's go. All right, so yeah, it's a little bit of a long hill. It's not like super straight up, but I have gone running up this and it definitely tires you out a little bit. But yeah, for this 500 watt motor with this type of bike, I wasn't expecting it just using a throttle to really go up really fast, but just using this pedal assist, I'm not working hard at all. It's getting me up the hill. I'm at about 10 miles per hour. Very decent pace. Exactly what you want to find from a bike using pedal assist if you do find yourself going up a little bit of a hill. So we're at the top. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, up on the handlebars, you will find this kind of basic multifunction display that will give you, your speed, your distance traveled and stuff. As far as brightness, it was fine most of the time, but sometimes when the sun was directly on it, I did have a hard time seeing it, but for the most part, it was good. And to the left of that, you'll find some controls to be able to go between the pedal assist, which this bike does have 3 levels of pedal assist. And also you'll find to the left of that, a button to turn on the headlight, which is decent, not the brightest, but it's decent. And then also you'll find a button for the electronic horn. And to the right of the display, you will find this Shimano 7-speed derailleur. So that's gonna be good for going up in hills, down hills. You have some options there as far as which gears you wanna be in. And then you do have a thumb throttle to the right of that. And make sure your bike is off before you press that, like I just did. And then you also do have some really nice handlebar grips, which do have that little fatty piece down there to kind of make it really comfortable for the bottom part of your hand. Now, this bike does come with front and rear mechanical disc brakes, and it does have an integrated brake light on the back. Now, when you do press on the rear brake, that brake light does actually flash, and I like that as far as visibility when you are riding this thing in low light situations to let people know behind you what you are doing. Now, this bike does come with a front suspension fork, which is adjustable, so you can choose to lock it or unlock it, and it's good to lock it when you are riding on flat land, and then you can unlock it to get more of that type of cushioning when you are going over rough terrain and stuff. And then it does come with a suspension seat as well, so it does have a suspension system built into the seat post. All right, so now you're catching me in the middle of doing an kind of all-terrain test here with this bike. So this bike does have 2 20-by-4-inch fat tires, and these tires are made for city streets, paved roads, bike paths, but also going off on rough terrain like this. And I will tell you that these the tires are puncture resistant, so I shouldn't get it flat, hopefully, knock on wood. But yeah, this ride is super comfortable, and especially because it does have that front suspension system, but especially because of the suspension seat. And this is the first bike that I've used that does have a suspension seat, and they really do need to clean up back here. Yeah, I will tell you that this seat definitely does a great job at just dampening all of these rough spots right here. And so on other bikes, I might find myself more compelled to kind of like stand up going through stuff like this, but I've been seated this entire time and my butt doesn't hurt, so it does pass the the butt test here. But yeah, for a bike for this price range, I feel very comfortable with taking this out on stuff like this. All right, so what are my final thoughts about this Heybike Ranger? Well, I will have to say that this is one of my easiest recommendations for first-time e-bike buyers. Not only because of that, I think that 500 watt motor is enough for most people. The speed is really good. It's solid build. I think it looks nice. It's not super flashy, and I love the suspension seat and also the front suspension, so you have a nice comfortable ride. And it's really kind of like a jack of all trades, especially because of the foldable design, so you can have it to be very easy to store inside of your apartment or your house, or if you do want to put this in your car and again travel with it, it's a really good bike with this particular type of design.